use blacksmithing, clothing, and woodworker in the same times, and that will be interesting. It encourage again players to play the game, to craft better, and
I was collecting this stone tooth mystery meat as part of the New Life Festival, and I was thinking it's not really that much of a mystery, is it? I just killed a wolf to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wolf meat. It's not a mystery. Anyway, sorry.
Yes, which is going to be amazing. I'm genuinely looking forward to us going in there as a group, 12-man group, doing the raids. I think we're going to be testing it on PTS as well, getting some new gear, and also, you know,
our third competition time.
Awesome.
In honour of all of the new monster helms, the words are going to be "I like hats." You have the opportunity to win 20,000 gold if you're watching this live.
We haven't won it once. Not once. Not a cent. Nothing.
well,
People pay me not to back on horses that they're fancying for a race. Because if I put money on them,
yeah, it's not going to win.
they run in the opposite direction. So it was a request a while ago for us to wear silly hats. So it's official.
that's a chapka.
Official.
Official name.
A hat. Yeah. I haven't got a dead cat on my head. It's definitely a hat.
Hello everyone! Welcome for this new episode of Alith-Cast. Happy Friday everyone! We are the 13th July 2018 and today I'm joined as usual with my two co-hosts, Cyretti. Hello! And Teddy.
Hi!
And we have a special guest that you have seen already once, and he has done the grace to come again, and it's Azrall or Az.
Hello,
Hi,
guys.
Az.
How you doing?
Very fine. Thank you so much. So welcome to everyone in the chat room and everyone on YouTube watching us once this is published on YouTube. So the episode of today will be entirely saved for the new deep dungeon, Heaven on High, that has been released just last week with the new patch. And to start with the discussion, I would like to ask Teddy, which has not tested this deep dungeon yet.
I'm sorry, I'm a giant scrub.
Oh, that's fine. What is your interpretation? What do you understand from what it is? So I think it will be nice to have your insight as you're not playing it.
Well, my interpretation is from what I've seen, and from what I've seen, it's like Heaven on High, more like Heaven on Hype. I'm sorry, I'll be here all week, and I'll see myself out. Bye. In general, it seems. Well, I like the aesthetics. I will start off with that. I love the aesthetics. Very much so. I like the whole slightly like Japanese castle look, and I like how a bunch of the enemies that I've seen is like are monsters from the myths and the legends of the more Eastern Asian countries, and like things like the birds in the giant hats and the wheels that runs around and like do stuff.
It looks very much like Spirit Away from Miyazaki, don't you think?
Exactly, very, very much so. And it also has probably the best trap ever, the otter trap.
Yeah, that's true.
That, from what I've heard, and I don't know if this is true, but I've heard has a glitch behind it if you use, what's it called, group pose.
Yeah, exactly. You have that, and then you see the person giant. I have a screenshot. I forgot to give it to Belle, but I have a screenshot with Belle, which is giant. Giant Rogadin.
Why do you become giant? Like when you when you go into G pose and you're an otter? Like, do anyone know why?
No, I don't know. Cyretti, you're muted still. That's why you were so rude and saying earlier when I was saying hi, Cyretti.
Yeah, okay, that explains it.
We're professionals.
Last week it was me, so.
I think the reason we get upscaled actually is because once you become an otter, you get downscaled. So when they go back into G pose and they need to correct your height for your model, they overcorrect it and they scale you upwards. And I think that's also the reason a Lalafell gets so big, because they don't actually get downscaled, because they stay the same height, because we're the same size.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's
maybe they get overcompensated rather than oversized.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bug that needs immediate fixing, to be honest.
Either way, it's utterly ridiculous.
When will they learn?
I've also got a lot of screenshots of me actually being the size of a Midlander.
Oh,
you lucky boy.
Cyretti, you are the one that's most passionate about this dungeon. Can you say and explain for people that maybe do not know what is Heaven on High? Can you shortly explain what it is about?
Heaven on High is a procedurally generated dungeon with 100 floors. During these floors, you have to level separately from outside of the world, so it doesn't matter what level you are outside. You will start at 61, max level is still 70. There are items in Heaven on High that are not obtainable outside of it, the pomanders and stuff, but which will give you bonuses and special effects on floors, and you have to clear all 100 floors without dying, or at least without wiping. You can die, and then you get a fancy reward and bragging rights. And it's also a very good place to level secondary classes, because you get a lot of XP from it.
So it's like the Palace of the Dead with upward instead of downwards.
It's upward, and it's only 100 floors. So the difficulty
only
curve is
100.
a bit steeper.
Out of curiosity, then, because I remember during Palace of the Dead, there were 200 floors, and from floor 100 to I think it was 150, it was like basically just go here to level, and then from floor 150 to 200, it was a proper dangerous dungeon that you actually needed like a pre-made party with.
No, it was 50 to 100. That's to level. From 100 onwards, you needed a pre-made party.
Oh, was that from 100 and onwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When does that start in Heaven on High? Because that's half the floors.
Floor 30. 30
Yeah.
From
basically.
30 already. Oh.
The 30 is the max you can go with public groups, and after that you need a pre-made party.
That's very short. Like,
it's short, but from floor, I'd say 55 onwards, the difficulty curve goes like that.
Oh.
Yeah, in the original part, in the original Palace of the Dead, it didn't get hard until you reached 170, and after that it became hard. But now the difficulty starts ramping upward from 50, 60 onwards, and 80 past, it's the same as 180. So every single mob is a a fight where you need to know the mechanics or you'll die.
Basically.
Oh, okay. So it's a bigger challenge earlier rather than.
Yeah, it's
than
the same, just compressed. The difficulty curve is just way steeper. But I in my opinion, like floor 80 to 90, I haven't gone past 90 yet, are about the same difficulty as 180, 190 in Palace. They also have kind of a lot of the same mobs, the same mechanics. The raids and the chimeras are both present there. So,
I would say, though, that it is easier to obtain the weapon than it has been from Palace of the Dead, because
Okay. That's nice.
I've got 2 weapons already, and I did that in probably just over 2 days, and that was purely grinding from floor 21 to 30 up until I got to, it was like 68th Aetherpool, and I just kept knocking them off. I kept getting the handles or grips or whatever they're called and just starting again, because for some reason that seems to be the best way to grind the weapons.
yeah, because you get
So
a
that's what I did, and I've now
upgrade.
got 2. I might get 3, depends how greedy I'm feeling.
You get a guaranteed upgrade every time you reach floor 30, so you get guaranteed +1 on both.
Yeah.
And you get one of the Galmoran pot shards every time you clear 30. So if
So-
you're grinding, 20-30 is the best way to go.
So for the uninitiated, and mind explaining Pomanders then, because I have a follow-up question, but it could be useful to know what they are.
They are
Well-
useful items.
yes, very clear.
That's a good explanation.
Yes.
There are-
You're not wrong.
How many Pomanders are there? Like 17 different ones or something?
15 or 17. There's a
Yeah,
few.
they're items that you find in chests in Palace of the Dead and Heaven on High, which all give you a very unique benefit. You can carry 3 of one type at the same time, and part of the getting to 100 is knowing which Pomander you have to use when. You get things like a Pomander of Sight, which displays the entire map of the dungeon because they're randomly generated. You don't know how they look in advance. They show the traps, and you also got other Pomanders like Pomander of Frailty, which puts a weakness on all the enemies on the floor or the boss. And yeah, they're just very unique little benefits that will help you get through the floors.
Are there like any new ones that
There's
introduce?
quite a few new ones, yeah.
There's
You've
quite a
got-
few new ones. Could you
you've
give an
got-
example? Because I'm curious about those.
Yeah, my favourite one happens to be the Petrification.
Yes. Oh, that's
basically, it's, you know how in Palace of the Dead, when you use the Rage Pomander, you turn into a giant beast and you could one-shot
Uh-huh.
everything. With the Petrification one, basically, it freezes all the mobs on the floor, and you can one-shot them because they're
Wait,
effectively
so you
stones.
literally
Yeah.
cast petrification?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
floor wide.
Floor wide, yeah. And you've got
Oh
20
my
seconds. It
God.
lasts for about 20 seconds. So if you cast it and then split up as a party, it seems to be the quickest way to do it.
Yeah,
It
that's good.
It's way better than a Rage, in my opinion.
My second favourite is the Primal Pomanders, because it kills everything on the floor. And if you get really
Magicites.
bored, it's like, you know what? I feel like casting an Ifrit Magicite and just have an Ifrit turn up and do Hellfire for me when I sit down and do
I
nothing.
found it very funny when it came to the those, because what are they called? Like the
Magicites.
the like, I am trying to remember the magicites, but they are the shards.
Yeah, Magicites.
Like you obtain shards of the crag, shards of, I think it's shards of the vortex or something like that. And one thing when I was watching a stream on this to sort of learn a little bit, at least, I read wrong on one of them. So instead, I got so confused at first because I didn't read Shard of the Crag. I read Shard of Craig. So I was like, Craig? Who's Craig? Is that like some character I have yet to be introduced?
He's a really angry player. That
Yeah,
helps.
like just who's Craig? Is that a Stormblood character? And then suddenly they casted an in comes Titan. Ah, Crag!
Something that's also new about this one is the NPC little animal helpers that you can encounter throughout the forest.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so curious about those, because I saw those like back at the live letter, and I for a while I was worried they weren't part of it anymore. Tell me more about them, because they are adorable and I want them as minions.
We managed to find the cat on the stream yesterday. They just they're in certain rooms of Heaven on High, just standing around. And if the players get close to them, they will cast an AoE around them, a bit like the Animals fairies in what's it called? Eureka. And everyone who's standing in the area will get a temporary buff. Can get, for example, the big cat gives you a health regeneration. Can also get an attack up, or I haven't encountered the little Shiba doggy. I've only encountered Tiger Guardian.
Yeah. Shiba doggy. You got one for defense, one for strength, and then there's another one.
The cat gives healing.
Is it healing? That's the one. Yeah, HP regen. Yeah.
Yeah, I have. So it's attack up, defense up, and a health regen that they give.
Which is pretty useful when you're above floor 50.
Yeah, and they are more powerful than a Pomander, those buffs. But they last not as long, and they're way rarer.
I really enjoyed Palace of the Dead and Heaven on High. I think Heaven on High is nicely improved in comparison. There's more variety into the design of the rooms and the mobs that you encounter. And I prefer also the atmosphere, like described Teddy earlier. But I really like this type of content because it's very relaxing and exciting in the same time. It's quite weird to explain. I think it's a very chill game, at least on the beginning. Maybe after it doesn't become chill, but it has this side of excitement of adventure. You know, it's not just hard like Red Boss or something like this where you really need to focus all the time. It's more, oh my God, what's happening? No, just you know, you can be lucky or unlucky. When I did it, I did 2 streams, and the first one was with Az, which was multi-streaming with me and Steppy and Nikki. We were doing the dungeon at 4, and we stupidly wiped in the level 26. I don't really remember what happened, but it was kind of a mistake or bad luck that happened all at once, and that made us wipe. So I think it's interesting that it can even happen on early level when you are with experienced player, or later on, like I saw Varicray streaming and he wiped at floor 95, which was quite frustrating.
I can imagine that's very frustrating.
So they've raised the difficulty, definitely.
Most definitely. I don't think they're going to extend it, because from what I've seen of like people's streams when they get to floor 100, you literally stood on the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can imagine
think there's a way of extending it unless some mystical conservatory or something's going to go on the side.
I mean, it's Final Fantasy. You never know.
Can happen.
They've done weirder. Let's be real here.
The next one will be in the clouds.
Yes, exactly. I was about
Exactly.
to say, you will have a portal and then you have more things to do. That will have been fun.
I don't know how you guys feel about it, but for me, I prefer Heaven on High to Palace of the Dead. I think the aesthetic is a lot nicer. It looks more appealing rather than like rocky surroundings of like death and despair. But also the added pressure of it not being 5 gazillion floors is also, nice.
Yeah, that sounds more comfortable.
Because with Palace of the Dead, it's like, oh, what floor are you on? Oh, yeah, I've just got to 100. Is that, there's 200 more to go. Enjoy yourself.
The main thing was
quite nice.
Yeah, my main issue was once you went past 150, the pressure to not wipe was so much higher, because the time investment you would have to do to get there again would be so massive. So I wiped twice on floor 190 of Palace. That's like 7 hours of being in there and trying to get there. Meanwhile, if you going to up to 90 in Heaven on High, that's 4 or 5 hours. It's
not long.
It's still a time investment, but not as big as it is with Palace of the Dead.
I mean, don't get me wrong; it's still rage-inducing, but you're not going to kill any cats or dogs, that come into your path when you wipe it, that far up. It's only a few hours long, so it's a few short hours of your time.
Is it true that the small animals you find in Heaven on High also say like really kind of creepy things?
Yeah,
it's like morbid things.
Not necessarily more, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. But you are right; they do, like, every time they give you like the AOE buff, they do say something in like a speech bubble. And a couple of people who I've been playing with are like, "What did he just say?"
Here's this adorable little Shiba dog. Let the blood The blood
Yeah.
flow. I'm
I
sorry.
didn't even
what?
know they
for the
said
blood
something.
god.
I guess that Square Enix improved the Heavens on High according to the feedback for Palace of the Dead, and they probably realized that it was so frustrating to wipe in the middle of those level. But let's be honest, Palace of the Dead started with just from 1 to 100, and then they increased it, maybe because the players wanted it, or did they had planned to do that all along?
It might have done that just because they suddenly added Heaven's Ward. No, because when did
Possibly.
Palace of the
It
Dead?
was
When did
Palace
they
of the Dead
add?
is Heavensward content.
I think so.
Has been added in
That
Heavensward.
is so weird then that they maybe because you couldn't reach like 60 on those 100 floors alone, I guess.
Well, you can, but they just if you reach 100 in Palace of the Dead, you kind of finish the Palace of the Dead storyline, like you finish the Heaven on High storyline once you reach 30. There isn't any more story after that. It's just, this is challenging content you can do with your friends. It's maybe a bit because there is no extreme or savage Forkman content. So I think that's just for the level 70 players who want to try something that's difficult, and you can go in there.
Wait, is there really no story after floor after floor 100 in
Nope,
Palace of the
there
Dead? Oh,
Once you reach, there is kinda lore, but it's not really told in story. You don't get.
Okay. Is it the same in Heaven on High then?
I think so, because
it's the Dark Souls kind of lore, where it is there, but you need to figure it out.
Well, in Palace of the Dead, the only bosses that actually had lore were 50 and 100. The others were just reskins of bosses used elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of the same with this one, with only the 30 boss being a unique boss as far as I've seen.
Yeah. But I'd say it's a unique boss as such, is it? It's just a reskin of Titan, but with a mask on.
Yeah. It uses kind of different abilities. So
yeah, it's don't get me right. It's a good fun boss, but we say it's after floor 30. There's no more story, so you're kind of thinking, okay, I'm climbing up here. Why? Just for the sheer fun of it? I mean, okay,
because you're an adventurer and you want
the challenge
shiny
aspect is there. Don't get me wrong, the challenge aspect is there for a personal individual. But when you take it out of context and you put it into
you want to go on the top of the tower.
Because you're an adventurer, you want shiny things, you want to be well known, and you want to reach the top just so you can look down on all the others and say, "Hey, look who's best."
Well, honestly, think about it. You're now on the Ruby Sea, and you have this massive tower, and you know you can enter it. What do you do? Anyone in his right mind will go on the top, just to go on the top.
What kind of quitter just stops halfway? Exactly. I'm done. Fuck these stairs. I'm going back down.
I do, because I've taken down half of an empire. I killed a few dragons. I just got Alamigo back for everyone. And now they want me to go to the top of a tower. Hang on, I need a holiday. Thanks.
Yeah, that's the reason you go to the top to take the holiday. You quitter. You don't just stop halfway.
When I go
visit where I like. You don't pay myself.
But the first time I entered the Ruby Sea.
Okay, let's calm down. Now, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we have a contest. So everyone, be very attentive to this. If you are on the servers, if you're not, you should consider to transfer. But if you are on the servers right now, Belazarus, the white or glorious guild leader, free company leader, and the organizer and creator of Alith-Cast is hiding. So it's very difficult. You need to go to South Shroud and try to find it. It's a very big Rugadin dressed in white, so that should not be too complicated. The first person to find him will earn 1 million gil. 1 million gil, it's a lot. You can purchase a third of a house, or furniture, or maybe a very nice outfit, or 2 Shiva barding. Well, anyway.
It hurts a little bit how true that is when you say 1 million gil is a lot. You can buy a third of a house.
If you're lucky and you find the house.
the house market in Final Fantasy is far too real. It hits too home. It's too close to home. It hits too close to home. Just that entire thing. Oh, a third of a house. Yes, thanks.
When you watch 3 times Alith-Cast and you participate 3 times and you earn 3 times, you have a house.
Ah, exactly. It adds up.
Yeah, exactly.
It does pay. Think of it as like a layaway payment for your house, but you have to watch a podcast first.
To pay off your mortgage, you have to watch Alith-Cast.
Yeah. I think it's a good deal because you're entertained by us. We are so funny.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
We're all beautiful people.
Exactly. So let's take the chance to introduce properly Az, because not all of us, all of you know him, and is a streamer that streams Final Fantasy very regularly and sometimes other game as well. Az, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your activity?
Yeah, well, my name's Az, or Azrall, as my Twitch channel is called. I used to be part of Alith many moons ago, so I've known Bell for a very long time. I'm an MMO streamer. I used to do a bit of variety, but I'm kind of moving away from that because it costs a lot of money to buy lots of games to keep streaming. So I've decided to concentrate on Final Fantasy XIV and other aspects of MMOs. So there'll be guest MMOs on a Sunday evening. I usually stream 4 days a week. So if you want to come down and watch me, make sure you follow me at twitch.tv/Azrall. Please. Yep. Please follow me. Yeah.
No, really do it because it's fun, it's nice, it's cozy, and it's nice. Okay, so do we have anyone that's finding Bell at the moment? I'm wondering.
I just want to add quickly that I love your little profile pic.
Oh, what the little one of me?
Yeah, the little version of you that just looks terrified.
That was drawn for me after I played Alien Isolation.
Oh, okay. Now it makes sense because that game is genuinely horrifying.
Yeah, there's a few clips of me playing that on my Twitch channel. One of my favourites one is where I'm looking where to go and I open a door and the alien stood on the other side of the door. That's an interesting clip.
Yeah, okay, we need to find
that kind of spawned that emoji.
This is the kind of game I'm not playing. Okay, I will take the chance to answer a question in the chat. Is it open for free company member? Yes, it's open for everyone on servers. We do not make discrimination. You do not need to be part of Alith, but you can also be part of Alith. Of course, if you're part of Alith, you have a little advantage because you know how Bell is looking like. But seriously, I describe a big Rogodin all dressed in white. I think it should be good enough for anyone.
And this was the day when all Roganins dressed in white. Just every single one of them.
Quite interesting, yeah.
Yeah, that would be funny that we have a troll Rogadin going in South Road, walking in
Oh dear God, yes. This is the moment where you gather a bunch of friends and all go in like Roganins, just all looking the same, all dressed in white. Can you find the one?
That's not a bad little game, actually. Maybe we could do that.
With the face of Mr. Face, for those that know.
No. That's the one thing. None of us have Belazarus' face. It's like that gate in the Gold Saucer where you have to find the fake one. They look exactly like me, but they have and there is a bunch of them that looks like me, but they have small differences. So that means they're the wrong one.
So, yeah, we will see. Still no winner yet, so we can continue to discuss about our dear Heavens on High while some people are looking in the South Road area. Let's speak a little bit about the lore of this. Maybe Cyretti, you want to explain the lore?
Well, I'm not 100% on it myself. Well, at first we're kind of lured into the palace. We're asked to investigate because the pirates that live on the island found the entrance. No one found it before. It was in a storeroom somewhere, just lying around. And they managed to find it, and they want us to go in and check it out. And throughout the 30 floors, we see, I think every 10 floors there is another cutscene, which in my opinion makes it seems like we're being set up to something, but we don't know what.
Before you continue, shall we do spoiler or do we leave it very muddy and
if
like
we're going to, we should warn.
I don't think there's a huge amount to spoil, really, is there?
No, it's a
the
small
grand
little
scheme of
story,
things.
but some people may want to have the surprise.
Yeah,
by
so
themselves.
some people are really into this. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay.
I wouldn't say there's much to spoil, in fairness, but Cyretti's kind of right. Basically, you find the entrance, and there's another guy there. He's kind of like, "Oh, would you fancy investigating for me? I don't possibly know what's in here."
Yeah, it's
all
an
a
NPC.
mystery to
Oh,
me.
yeah, that
Never
possibly
seen
can't
before.
go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never seen him before. He's wearing a uniform you've never seen before, and he's suddenly best buddies with the owner of
Like,
the island.
how
so
shady does he look? How shady does he look? Is it to the point where all that's missing is the shifty eyes?
well,
Yeah, but
all the
basically he's the
rest
sort of person who comes up to you and says, "Hey mate, want to buy a DVD?" You know, that kind of thing. But it's the only thing he doesn't do.
everyone on the island.
Mate,
is
want to buy a
pirate.
watch?
Yeah,
Just,
basically, yeah.
just interrupting you
are you
because
buying?
we have a winner. Someone appointed Belazarus. Congratulations to Passive Aggressive. Congratulations, you're now a millionaire. Yay!
That
Hooray!
sounds very passive aggressive.
Yeah, that's why he chose the name.
Yeah, in before everyone else.
Passive is someone I really enjoy, and that's partially why, just because he chose that name. One of the best things is when he do emotes, when it's like passive-aggressive hugs,
Oh, nice.
or passive-aggressive welcomes everyone.
We should start tracking how much he wins, because I think he's won something every podcast up until now.
Yeah, passive is really on the ball often.
You know, he wants a house. That's the saying.
So he just wants money. He's also a notorious beggar in game.
Oh, well, anyway, do not worry, guys, because we will have the same contest, maybe in a different area at the end of this show. And in the middle, we will have a super cool contest open to everyone where you can earn a super cool prize from the mock station. And this week is really a very cool prize offered by Alith-Cast. So be ready for that a little bit later. So I let you continue your debate about the lore.
Well, yeah, everyone on that island is a pirate. They're all wearing the same kind of robes. And suddenly there's a priest there. And he's best buddies with the pirate guy, but the leader of the pirates. So, and he doesn't say anything to you, if I'm not mistaken. He's just there while the pirates are talking to you and asking you to go up the tower. So
I don't think he actually talks to you until you finish floor 30. Then he's kind of like, "By the way," and you're like, "Oh, really, mate?"
You fucking what, mate?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's
By the way, my ass, come here.
But I think that the settings of Heavens on High is very interesting. We can make maybe a spoiler of Palace of the Dead. I do not know if anyone will be bothered by that. Have you done it yourself, Teddy?
I know the story of Palace of the Dead.
So-
I think I'm still working on like the lore that comes after the like final boss.
Yeah, okay.
Since he's technically not the final boss of Palace of the Dead, because you can go further. But I think we still should be slightly careful because only part of Palace of the Dead is part of the main story, which also introduces one of my favorite characters, and I'm kind of really mad about the most final boss of that storyline.
Yeah, it's one of your favorite characters.
I really like Edda.
This is cool.
Because she starts really sad, and then as you go along, you can't help. I couldn't help but start feeling more and more sad for her, because Edda is you.
Crazy.
No, but that's one of the things. But it's also because Edda is you. Edda is your character. She's that adventurer, the starry-eyed adventurer that starts off the game
And
hoping
wipes
for the
on
best, and then she fucks up in her first dungeon. And for us, that's fine because we have a race.
Yeah.
We can just solve it. People don't die per se, but these are real people, and that's when you sort of realize, oh god, things can go bad. Things can go so bad, and I felt so sad for her, so bad for her, and I even pitied her throughout the entire dungeon, focused on her, even when she goes mad.
Yeah.
And then Palace of the Dead happened, and I think I actually cried a little bit when you finished her boss battle, because that is such a beautiful cutscene.
Have you
And it made me so happy. And it made me so angry when I found out who the fuck was at large here and who had done this to her.
Well, there is a cutscene in between that kinda makes her story a bit less sad, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember what cutscene it was. Like, is the final boss saying something about her? But
Yeah,
like, that
a long
she
time ago since I've seen
resisted
that
him
cutscene.
or something. that when you defeat her a final time, that she's not that she's herself, that she's not.
no, she's freed and all that. So
Yeah,
it
that
definitely
finally free her
it
for
definitely
real.
is a happy ending, and that's something I was very happy over seeing. It was still very touching. Absolutely, and it's kind of sad that you find out through continuing on afterwards, you find out how she began to dabble into, well, really bad stuff and things like necromancy and things. And you kind of also realize that, wow, she's also sort of a victim here at the same time.
I think it's
Go ahead.
I think it's an interesting story because it's really, for the people that do not know, have not done Palace of the Dead, it's a story that's totally on the side, and you can kind of pass through it and not really pay attention to it. It is set up within the main story, but it seems anecdotic at that point. But I think it's cool that they have taken that story and place it in different steps.
Yeah, it's really cool that they tie that together. How they
I
bring in
think
something that earlier.
Only thing from the Edda storyline that's mandatory is just meeting her before you go into Tamtara. That's the only thing that's mandatory. Oh,
Is it? Don't you have to do Tamtara hard?
I can't remember. No, I don't think it's part.
It's optional. I'm pretty sure it's optional.
Tamtara option?
Most of the hard modes are
Most
optional.
of them, yeah, but I remember some of
Especially
them.
now, you know, they are not really part of the progression. If you want to catch up fastly on Avonsward and
no, you're right. I think Tamtara hard is one of those blue quests where it's like, oh, it's an unlock, but it unlocks something, and what it unlocks is Tamtara Deepcroft hard.
Yeah,
For me,
it's,
the best
it's
part
not
of that
it's-
story.
yeah,
Sorry, carry on.
it's a blue quest.
So you can totally miss the story, and this is like Ted is describing. It's a story that is completely worth it because this character, the first time you meet her, it's very early in the game. She's a hero. She's the healer of the group, and you know what do you do with the healer? You blame her, of course.
Yeah.
Because she lost the tank, and so it's very interesting because it's really speak about the interaction in a group and the kind of tension you can find in a group. It's very classical of a party of adventurers. It's cool to meet that.
Exactly. She's the very embodiment of early level healers. That's it is my fault. I wasn't good enough.
But
Before they
really
reach
sad.
like high level healers, where they're like, "Fucking hell, tank, slow down."
There's a specific part in that as you come out of Tamtara, when obviously the tanks died and the party's disbanding. You know, they're all blaming her, and she says, "Oh well, he ran so far ahead, my heel didn't land." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's happened before."
Yeah, you feel for
Preach,
her.
girl,
You really-
preach.
But another really sad
With
part
a tank
is that
out of range, it's just game over.
the tank in that situation was her fiance. So That makes it even sadder in the game
yeah.
world. She actually didn't manage to save her fiance.
Yeah.
And that's the reason she goes mental.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
And
totally
she
worth
also
it, guys.
she also is the first. It took me a while to actually realize that because I didn't finish. I think I like started on Heaven's Ward before I unlocked Tamtar Deep Craft Hard, and like I didn't actually find out until then. But she's sort of the first fan of your player character.
yeah.
To the point where she decides you are to become her new husband by basically tearing your soul out of your body and then just stitching it together with pieces of her old fiance and marry it. And it's just, Jesus Christ, it's turned dark.
To be fair, I've had worse dates, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Oh no!
It's
Oh
a
no!
nice romantic gesture, to be fair.
Oh no!
You know,
Anyway.
if you go to the entrance of Sastasha, she's still there.
Oh.
Is she? Oh yeah, she is. She is.
She's always standing there.
That's true.
Oh.
But I mean, to be honest, one of the scariest things in Final Fantasy XIV is that the final cutscene of Tamtara Heart, where the little Lala turns around,
Oh, that one legitimately. Yeah, that one is startling.
because even everything in the lighting says like she's going to do something in the future. You think you've got her, but
Yeah, I was really glad that wasn't just a bait and switch, but that was actually a hook into the next. I kind of find it funny because they reuse that exact like lighting and like shot composition at the end of Heaven's Ward's main story. I'm not going to spoil anything, so that's all I'm saying, but I think that's really cool that they brought that back.
Hmm.
I'm now trying to think what cutscene you're on about. So they're going, which one is it?
Do you mean like for Edo or for in Heaven's
No,
Ward?
the end of Heaven's Ward. I'm like, really?
It's
a
when...
bit different. They use red instead of white.
Did they? I don't...
Yeah. Because I've got a friend who uses the screenshot of his character like that as his profile picture, and it's black and red.
Oh,
not
okay, so it's
black
black and
white.
white.
Someone is asking in the chat, I didn't pay attention to the lore. What happens if there's a female character? Does she want to marry her as well?
Yes.
I
Yes,
suppose, yes.
It's no. That's
That is not
actually
fussy.
even if it's a female, because essentially what is that she idolizes your character, because you start out just like her as a basic adventurer that's like just a nobody.
Mm.
Yeah,
And,
with the blessing
then you
of,
start gaining a reputation. You're becoming bigger and bigger and more important. And she's like, you embody everything she wanted. Specifically, her fiance wanted to become. And then when it's like, when her fiance dies, she becomes like, well, if I take the body of his like idol, maybe because she experiments with like a bunch of bodies, she just gathers corpses and people all over and just uses them for necromancy, and all of them fail. All of them aren't strong enough. But the one that is strong enough is the one her husband looked up to the most. And she realizes, well, if I stick his soul in there, well, it's basically just the same person. So marry we shall. So at that
And
point,
she sends you a wedding
she
invite.
just stops caring who you are and more begins to like love the idea of you. She takes over her fiance's interest in you and turns it into an obsession.
I find just the intro to that quest amazing as well. Like, it's a little Lala saying like, yeah, I got a marriage invitation. Can you please come with me? I do not trust this.
The fight against her is also amazing because it does this. It's just this really creepy, and she calls him the best man, and the like big spell is the red wedding and things like that. It's just it's so, yeah, actually, it's so well made. I think that entire thing, because it's such a throwaway thing when Edda and her party first shows up, and that it seems to just be like a lesson that, the world is dangerous, you should learn to take care of yourself and work with your friends so that you won't fail like those people did. And then just suddenly she comes back. And they just continue the story. And I love how much they actually use that entire storyline.
Do you think that
turning it from something so basic into something much, much bigger, much grander?
Do you think that was always the plan?
Sorry, what?
Do you think that was always the plan? To have Edda in Palace of the Dead?
Probably. I imagine so, because she seems because in a sense she seems very much like she might have been planned to be like the final boss instead of like the actual final boss. And I don't know if they like planned on her to become that storyline, on her storyline, to become as big as it got. But it definitely feels like they probably, at least with Tamtara, planned like, we're gonna continue her storyline. That was probably like an idea they had much earlier. I believe that very much.
It all depends when they plan to release Tamtara, and it's maybe something that they made all those little story and they see what to do afterwards, which story can be built up on, which story interests the public, which story, is growing enthusiasm, and then maybe 1 year later say, this one, let's do something about it, let's evolve. I think that every developer have pretty much a big idea of their world and what they want to go to, but they also are jumping in to the reaction of the public. Like, for instance, I pretty much believe that it was not planned to have a deep dungeon in Stormblood when they announced Stormblood, but it has this excitement and people really like Palace of the Dead, so they probably wanted to create something about it. And did they think of it immediately when they planned this tower? It looks like it, because it's very tall and you cannot miss that, but maybe not, who knows.
I'm telling you right now, the floor 200 boss, if they add another 100 floors, is going to be the angel version of Edda when she ascends to heaven.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I could handle that. I'd probably break apart.
But then, what confuses me with it, obviously we're talking about Edda's storyline and, Palace of the Dead, and we've kind of gone off on a tangent away from Heaven on High. But when you look at the flip side of that, and you see how much effort was put into the story to get to the end of Edda's story at, Deep Dungeon, you think, well, why is Heaven on High only got 30 floors of storyline and the remaining 70 is completely empty?
It seems a bit waste to end the story that early. I'm actually surprised to hear that it stopped at 30. I imagine like at least up to 50.
But maybe
30.
Because what they want to do is to give the story accessible to a lot of people. So they put it earlier. So the rest of the dungeon is still justified lore-wise. You still have a reason lore-wise to explore it, because you need to explore it. It's just a question of exploration in that case. And you do that. And then there's all the other level, which is more a gameplay feature, more a challenge. Still justified by lore, but the story is not really needed because you are making your own story as you do. It's all levels that are unexplored and you are enjoying them. And so you create your own story as you are going up and up and up. So I think the concept is nice because they put the story accessible to a lot of people, and everything else is up to you to do whatever you want. And then maybe from that, if they see how successful it is, if people ask for it, maybe they will add more justification, because there's still mysteries into that tower that are not explained very well. So there's still some lore that could be created out of that.
Yeah, possibly.
But the thing is also, I do not know how official this is, but one of the persons I cleared Palace of the Dead with told me a bunch of lore about Palace of the Dead, but going through it, nothing of that appeared, but it did explain what Palace of the Dead was. And it all made total sense in the story he told me, but I never found any official lore about that. And maybe that's something they want to do, like have people make their own stories about Heaven on High.
I think there's like a lot of hidden lore. I think that makes sense that they sort of want you to create your own interpretation. That makes sense. It's weird because at the same time it's Square Enix and they usually don't do that. They usually only have like, this is the interpretation you should have, this is the story. But if that's the case, that's really cool. That's really cool. I will admit that.
Let's take the chance to make this new contest. So guys, before we change subject and we speak about more gameplay feature, about this dungeon and reward and that kind of things, let's do a new giveaway. So you have the possibility to earn a very beautiful mount, which is actually the how it's called. The White Devil. It's a single character mount. It's white, it's beautiful, it's mechanic, and you can earn it if you find the correct words. So I'm going to poke Bell to see if he's ready.
White Devil, that's the Magitech armor, right?
Yeah, but it's the white one.
Okay.
The Magitech is black and this one is white. So if you're like white, this one is cooler. So
that one's rad. Oh my god, the white and gold works so well together.
Guys, if you want to earn this object from the mock station, so it's a code. If you win it, you can use it for yourself or give it to your friends. It's okay. You will have to write in the chat the answer to the little clue I will give you. So it's an easy one, but the keyword will be this word, this answer that you will have to type with the right spelling without caps in the chat. So listen carefully. Be ready. Be ready, guys. Well, if you have the mount already and if you win, you can offer it to a friend, like me, for example.
or your favorite Twitch streamer.
Yeah, exactly. Or your favorite Alith-Cast caster.
Yeah, you can always give it to me if you want to.
Don't fuck you.
Anyway, the question is, I am your first mount. What am I?
Oh, okay.
I am your first mount. What am I? It's quite easy, right?
So
it should not be too hard.
All they have to do is like type the answer in the chat.
Yeah, exactly.
In like the Twitch chat, and
exactly.
They'll be sort of registered. Does it have to be like? Do they have to start with like capital letter or just?
No, it should just be without any capital letter. Okay. But I'm not sure if it's important or not. It depends if Bell tick the option or not. so that's on his hand.
Okay.
So yeah, so if we have anyone that want to earn a beautiful white mecha thingy mount, just the White Devil, just type the answer to this question. I am your first mount. What am I? So I need to do one word. And so, yep. Let's see who will be the winner. Okay, while you guys are typing this to have your chance on this mount, I am going to continue the discussion and let's speak about the reward we can have in Heaven on High and what can justify or motivate people to get there beside the exploring part.
A 265 weapon.
Explain
oh, joyous joy. Come on, give me a little bit more. Everyone knows that the true end game is glamorous. So it can be as high of an item level as it wants to be. But if it's ugly as shit, no one's going to want.
most of the weapons are skinned on the high Allegan weapons.
Now we're talking.
With an orange glow, bar 2. One I can't remember, and the other one's the Dragoon Spear, which is based on the Wyvern Spear, which you get from the Vault, I want to say. It's either the Vault or Stone Vigil. I can't remember which one it's from, but that's what they're based on. And it's very similar to Palace of the Dead in terms of that you get your Aether Pool grows up gradually, and eventually, if you get high enough Aether Pool, you can take it out of the dungeon and use it. That's essentially it. I mean, there's not much to say about it.
Because those Aether Pool weapons are always like really cool looking. I think.
You've also got the rewards you find in the Accursed Hordes that you can find on the floors. You get sacks from the dungeons. There are 3 tiers in this one. You got silver, gold, and platinum sacks. Each have their own loot pool. I think silver is 1 to 30. Mm-hmm. Then 30 till 70 is gold, and then 70 plus is platinum stacks. Yep. As far as I know, the silver and gold mostly have minions in them. Minions that used to be really rare, but have quickly dropped in price since Heaven on High came out.
Yeah, funny that.
Yeah, they used to be really rare minions, but now everyone has them, and you can get them from like 100,000 gil on the market board instead of 5 million gil. And then the platinum sacks drop new mounts, the Dodo, which is apparently a really...
Wait, no, I'm sorry. The what?
The Dodo.
Why?
Because
but why not? Why not?
Compare that, if you... the highest tier mount you could get from Palace of the Dead was a black Pegasus.
Yeah.
A bit more intimidating.
Yep.
Does the Dodo fly?
Yes. I hope he does.
I swear to God.
I think it does.
I swear. Fucking Yoshi P sometimes. Dodo! The ugliest animal in the game.
Please look forward to it.
You know,
it is.
It doesn't exist on Earth anymore. It doesn't exist as a
no, absolutely not. And there is a good reason they don't exist anymore, because they were dumb as shit and tasty.
From those same sacks.
I'm still slightly mad that there is an actual clan for the Mikodis that's based on the Dodo.
But yeah, you got the Dodo. But you can also get the crafted weapons of the Fiend. So the crafted version of the Sephiroth weapons with their magical glows.
No, it's starting to become worth it again.
Those used to be very expensive as well. Some still are, but they are entering affordable ranges now. Meanwhile, before Heaven on High, those things were like 10 million on the market board.
Yep.
Okay, guys. There's only 4 persons that have applied for this beautiful giveaway mounts. So if you have it already, I just repeat, you can still offer it to anyone else because it's a code. If you're a streamer like us, you can have it as a giveaway. If you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you can make him or her a surprise. Or if you are in a guild, you can organize a little contest, whatever. I'm giving you IDs, so participate to the contest. You need to answer to this very easy question. I am your first mount. What am I? So it's very easy.
I hope you understand that this applies to Alith as well. So that means when you, if any Alith watches wins it, you better hold a competition. Elloa wants that mount.
Yeah, yes. Nikki, that was a blatant hint that you should give your partner your prize if you win it.
We have the best competitions and best little what's called riddles. You'll never figure it out, never.
To be fair, I was sat there when Elloa was like, "Oh, you can give it to your boyfriend or girlfriend as a surprise." I'm like, "Well,
we should have tried to get a Dodo and do a Dodo.
No.
You do not need girlfriend or boyfriend because you're a streamer and then you are all available for your fan.
Yeah, exactly. You're a streamer. That immediately makes you like 10% more valuable than the one.
Yeah, exactly.
Say.
My biggest fan is my mother.
See?
Oh, come on.
No, I'm joking.
It's like it's kind of funny also. You're a streamer. You don't need the mount. You can just buy it because you're rich.
Yeah, right.
Well, we wish.
I spent all my streamer profits on games I'm not going to play now.
The only right way of doing it.
Thank you, everyone that's joined us to put us with us.
Also, it is at this point that we reveal that if you guessed Chocobo, you were wrong.
Maybe we will see. If there is zero winner, then maybe it was not the right answer.
The first mount is Behemoth. Everyone knows.
Yeah,
that.
everybody knows that.
The first mount is whatever you got in the collector's edition at the time.
In any case, I would like to thank all of viewers to watch us and all the viewers that watch us on YouTube after. You, of course, do not have the occasion to earn this giveaway because you were not there. So next time, come on live. You can follow us on Twitter, or you can follow even me on Twitter because I'm posting, about Alith-Cast. So just follow us on live next time. And then you will maybe have a good giveaway, either 1 million if you're in Cerberus, or, a Mock Station prize. Well, then let's continue about those rewards. Personally, what I really like is all the cosmetic items that you can find, those little costume, little flower or hats that you have. I have given all my hats to Nikki. Nikki gave me all this flower. Because of course it's him who got the flower and I am the one that got the hats. It always makes sense.
Well, the costume is good.
Well, it's little piece, little detail. I have not seen a full piece costume. I had boots and hats so far, so I do not really know what you have in Platinum. I've not been that far. But I also got a barding, the Shiva barding. I offer it to friends.
Oh, is that how you get the barding?
Yeah, and there are a lot of primal bardings in there. I got the Sephiroth barding, the Ravana barding.
Oh, cool.
I've
Yeah,
also
I think all of them are in there, in fairness. Yeah.
Cool.
But I think they traded in in Palace of the Dead, you could get the replica armor sets from the Bahamut raid. I think they traded in the armor sets for minions and bardings.
I'm okay with this.
You can also get the brand new hairstyle as well from Gold and
there's a
everyone
hairstyle
has.
exclusive to
Platinum
that.
6. Yeah.
Yes, everyone
not
has it.
Well, it's
So-
from the
God
lowest
damn
tier, so
Oh, okay.
I'm interrupting you guys because we have a winner. So congratulations to Cha_1 who is our winner. Congratulations to you. You have won yourself
GG.
the White Devil mount that you can now share with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your fan base, or your friend, or just yourself.
GG, no re.
Belazarus will be contacting you in the chat to give you the code that you just earned. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you for participating.
the main thing I am actually aiming for this Heaven on High is the most exclusive quote-unquote item you can get from there, which is a black horse mount that you're only able to get if you clear Palace or Heaven on High 4 times.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
yeah,
That's pretty
Is it an
bragging
achievement
rights.
mount then, is it?
yeah. And what did you say?
Is it an
And then-
achievement mount?
It's an achievement mount. Yeah, you get
Oh, okay, fair enough.
you
okay.
need to clear it 4 times. I don't know if it's actually an achievement mount, but you need to get all the accessories you get from the each time you reach floor 100. You can pick one accessory. So you need a ring, a necklace, a bracelet, and an earring. And if you equip all of those and go talk with a certain NPC, you get a new title and a very
Oh
rare
yeah,
mount.
you need to talk to like the achievement NPC in Gridania, right?
No, from what I've seen, you need to talk to an NPC in Onokoro. With all the accessories equipped, not with the title, but with actually all the accessories on your body. And maybe then you get, I don't know how it works exactly. I'll figure it out once I've got all the achievements.
It's 4 and 4.
You tell us.
It's 4 times, and 4 times is not that bad. Like at least it's not the you need to do the command missions 30 times before you get anything.
But still, it's 4 times reaching floor 100.
Yes.
With
Well, yeah, but if you
That's
are with a
likely.
group that you like and enjoy it with, then it's essentially just progression.
You
It
would need
is.
to have a pre-made party that were keen on doing it to do that 4 times. You couldn't
to
do
be
it as a
honest,
bug.
I saw 3 people with that mount the second day Heaven on High was out. So I actually saw them standing on servers outside of the dungeon. So it should be really doable. You just need some time.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I really want that. You also get a title True Hero, I think, and that's a really fancy title, so I want that. And that's the most fancy thing you can get. I think the Dodo mount is probably rarer because it's a drop from the Platinum Sacks.
Hashtag
Why
Dodo.
is that one rarer?
Because it's an extinct animal that's now
It's not, though. Have you been in Swift Perch? They're fucking everywhere.
No, I've killed them all.
They were a bane for low-level adventurers. I'll have you know.
I mean, if you get the mount and you don't want it, it's worth like over 10 million on the market board. So
Of course it.
just sell it.
I shall go search for it specifically to sell it just to prove a point.
Yeah. But those are the main things for rewards. You can also trade in your bot shards, which you can also find in the floors. You can trade those in for either materia, but it's not a good deal you get on the materia, in my opinion.
No, not at all, no.
You need to get 6, I think, for a grade 6.
Yeah.
So that's really not.
Oh, no.
No,
And,
it's not
if
a very good conversion rate. It'd be easier to get cracked clusters and do it that way if you were going to get materia. It's not a very good conversion rate at all. And I think for 10, if memory serves correctly, you can get the dragon, the Frail Dragon minion, and a music scroll.
Music scroll and the new emotes. You can also get
a new emote as well, yeah.
The /sweat emote.
Okay,
The
guys.
what? The / what?
Sweat.
Oh, okay.
Yes, your character just waves at his face because he's.
I love how they are slowly adding more and more emotes that used to be NPC exclusive.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we are going to do a short little news about Alith. So Alith is a free company on servers. It's one of the best, of course. There's awesome people in it.
Yeah.
I promise we're not biased at all.
So anyway, we shall share some news for free company members and for anyone that is interested. If you're on servers or if you plan to be on servers, which is the right server to be on, of course, then you're very welcome to put your application on. Yes,
it is.
You made a mistake. You should be ashamed
to be
on
transfer to us. Come join us.
There's nothing
One of us.
Exactly. What other server is there? Yeah, I wonder. Nothing that matters. Obviously.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be Google.
Nothing that matters.
I'm speaking about the server, not you. We want you on servers, so you matter.
Yeah, you matters, which means that you should be on the server that matters.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Or you could be a plebeian and join Moogle.
We shall be silenced now because Disdemonia, which is our glorious red leader and red team leader, she will be sharing the news.
Hello there. By the way,
Hi.
I love how you mispronounce my name every time. It's so cute. I'm thinking of changing it, seriously. So, the news. I am going to wing them today. So we have the staff vacancies to discuss. Just so you know, guys, we're looking for raid leaders, and we recently had, one raid leader. We recently had Ilaria join us. He's doing a very good job, and he started his raids. So if you guys want to, play a little bit more with him, he's a very funny guy. You should join his raids as well. Then we have recruitment champions that we're looking for. We're actually looking for multiple recruitment champions. You can never have enough of them. So what would you be doing as a recruitment champion? Because a lot of people think that it's a lot of responsibility, but in reality, what you are is a representation of the FC. So you go out, you post the message on the south tunnel, and then you get people whispering you to ask you about the FC, and then you get to say what you love about the FC, and you get to meet the people before they join the guild, and it's very nice, really. It's a very nice thing to do, and to be honest, if I could do everything, I'd apply as well. So give it a shot. It's really good. It's awesome if you like socializing. And then we have the Alith-Cast presenter opening. Now, you've seen those guys. You've seen what they do. It's awesome. And they give us a lot of information every other week, sorry. And they're funny. And, they can be serious. They're there. They, entertain us. So if you want to be one of them, you can apply. And, you don't need to have had your own show previously. You don't need any experience in it. You just need to, just love the FC and feel comfortable in front of a camera or a microphone. And, well, you're halfway there. So please apply. And you can read more about our vacancies on the forum section that's named staff vacancies. So have a look there. And it also mentions how to apply. Now, the second piece of news is the raiding news, which is the one I'm most comfortable speaking about, to be honest. We recently had an overhaul on our raiding schedule and our templates. So if you guys have applied recently for any of the raids, you would have noticed that they're a little bit more concise now. They only show the rules. If you are having trouble and that you want to know which raid you belong to, you can follow the link at the bottom, and you will see the whole article about each and every raid, and everything is in there in detail. We recently added the experienced raids, so have a look at those as well. They have a DPS requirement. And therefore, all the high-end raiders that, do not want to look for statics outside the FC, but they would rather, join other FC members with the same experience to finish content easily, and, maybe multiple times for drops and all that. Ilaria is, for the moment, leading the experience rate on his own. Yeah, he's waiting for people to apply, really. So have a look in regards to the experience rates and see if you meet the requirements. But just so you know, we have changed the requirements on the completion rates as well. There is now a DPS tech to meet, but it's not that high. It's just the bare minimum, so we can have the group DPS to kill the mobs. Since we introduced that, every raid has cleared on the first try. So I think it's working very well. For anyone that's a bit, how should I say that? A bit scared to try because you think that you're going to be shamed for your DPS or anything like that, that is not something that happens in this FC. You can forget that. We will never shame anybody for their DPS. We can help you by giving you rotations. We will never let anybody else know what your DPS was. We will let you personally know. If you need more experience, you can go back and join our learning rates till you actually get it down. And you can take all the time that you need. But don't be scared to try, because, you might be there and you are not aware of it yet. So give it a try and we will let you know where you are DPS wise once the raid is over. Nobody else will know. It's all up to you. So yeah, that was all that was new with the raids, I think. again, thanks very much to Evan and Elle. They've been doing an amazing job. And the raids are clearing very well lately, so that's very nice. So now the third piece of news is about the Fun Day Mondays, and Belle would have had a better sense at explaining that properly. But it's a very nice idea about events that happen on Mondays, and that's why it's called Fun Day Monday. So you get events like hide and seek, horse racing, quizzes. You get to go find Belle again with his white robe.
That's what you shall do in a moment for 1 million gil.
There you go, another million being given away. So Fun Day Mondays also have rewards, and you get to enjoy the gil after you are the winner. But also it's about the fun. I mean, playing with your FC members and running around and finding items, on treasure hunts and all that. Horse racing. I don't know. I always enjoyed those. They are, they bring this warm and fuzzy feeling anyways. So that the Fun Day Mondays are there only till Eureka Pagus is out, but if they keep on having the response that they have now, we might actually keep those from what I remember Belle saying. And he comes on and says, no, we never said that. That'd be fun. No, I'm kidding. He did say that. He did say that we will keep them, and that's very nice. So guys, join on Mondays. You can see the time on the calendar, but it is, I think it's 8:30 CET, I think. So it might be 7:30, and I might be totally wrong. But yeah, join on the fun. And that was me winging the news.
Thank you so much, Desdemonia, and thank you so much for the red leading. Also, the whole free company is thanking you for your awesome job.
Well, thanks, guys, and it's been lovely listening to you up until now. Besides Cyretti, who spoiled my mount for me. No, I'm kidding. That's the problem. So have fun, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
So we shall do a new contest for any Cerberus player. Be ready to find Belazarus is going to hide somewhere and is going to share with me the emplacement where he's going to hide. So in the case you do not know who Belazarus is and you are from the server Cerberus, which is the right choice. It's a big giant Rogadin all dressed in white called Belazarus the White from the guild Aliths. So you will see it quite easily. He cannot hide very well unless he's going in Cortas. We will see in a moment.
You're saying that Belle's hide and seek skills are subpar because I beg to differ.
He is in Western Tanalan. So go fast, ride, fly to Western Tanalan and find the Belazarus.
Once you find him, give me the money.
No, you can because you're not in. Sorry.
Yeah, we can't.
That's fine. You can just log into my server as an alt and trade me some gil in exchange for cash. Now, joking.
For a second, I thought you can just log in on my profile. No, let's not. Let's not go there.
If you just DM me your username and password.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can trust me, guys. I'm a Twitch streamer.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so let's slowly conclude this show by our thoughts and our enjoyment and our hope maybe for Heavens on High. So let's start with our guest, Az.
Hello, right. For me, I kind of like it as it is at the minute. I like the ease of getting the weapons. I think that's quite useful for a lot of people who don't want to grind, extreme primals or, can't get the extreme primals down. What I would like to see, though, is them not necessarily expand Heaven on High, but judging by how the story has gone, and I don't want to spoil it for Teddy or anyone watching, but
Thank you.
based on how the story has gone and what you find out after floor 30, I have a feeling, or I would like them to expand on the floor content above that and maybe change it around a bit, and maybe the reason for it, the way it does from floor 31 onwards, can be tied into that. So when you go back and then they say, oh, something's changed, and you're like, oh, this is completely different to what it was before. So maybe they'll do something like that, and I hope that's what's planned, because I quite like Heaven and High. It's
So like
it's a nice little dungeon.
Like after floor 30, things start to slowly become more and more corrupted or something like that.
A little bit. It kind of alludes to who built it,
Oh.
sort of, in a way.
I mean,
So-
the setting, they have so much from the old like Japanese myths to draw from, so there is plenty to work with there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that's hopefully what they will do. They'll expand on some of the lore and then just change around the rooms from floor 30 onwards, because for the story to end where it does, it kind of makes no sense to have 70 other floors, in my opinion. So hopefully they can
Exodus
use
very-
those floors to switch it about.
It's
very
a very
abrupt.
high tower, so you need to climb a lot of stairs to go on the top and have the beautiful view.
out of curiosity, have anyone actually counted the tower outside? Is it exactly 100 floors?
I've not counted it.
Oh, you can do that if you have a flying mount, Enjo. If you like it.
I really, because I'm really curious if it's exactly 100 floors, because that's partially like a bit of neat detail that just as inside, outside, it's also 100 floors. But if it's not and it's more, hey, there you go. Just start adding floors.
But when you are inside, which is a nice touch, is that sometimes you have some broken floor or broken wall, and so you can see the outside.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a nice little touch.
Even if you fly all the way to the top of where you can actually fly, you can't reach the top. They have put a sky limit in, so you can fly, but you see that the tower goes on beyond where you can
Wait, so
fly.
you can't actually see the top of the tower?
You can't actually see the top of the tower
Oh.
with the flying mount. You can fly all
So
the
it
way
could,
up, but
it could actually be possibly much higher.
There's a chance that it is. I mean, having looked at how far it is, I'd be pleasantly surprised if it is exactly 100 floors. It could be slightly more, based on the amount of Jenga blocks that are in it. I don't know. I mean, I've not really got the need or want to go and get my chocobo and count individual blocks. I just might get someone else to do it.
But I mean, I don't actually think that the size of the tower also corresponds with how big the floors can be. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it's not
that's
that
a little bit
big of a tower. If you can fly around it, it's not that big.
That's true.
Well, Cyretti, you have expressed already kind of your goal. You want to finish 4 times for the month. After that, you think you will go more into it, or it will be done for you?
I'll probably use it for leveling after that, and maybe sometimes for like a bit of challenge, but that's the main thing I want to accomplish. And I want to see all the different magicites, because I've only seen 3 and I know that there are more.
Oh, are there
But I've
more?
not
I thought it was
seen
just the
this.
originals.
There's 4.
I think
There's
there are
4?
5.
Oh, they're 5, are there?
Who are
Yeah.
those then? Because I know it's the 3 originals.
I know one of them, but I don't know if I should spoil it.
Yeah, I think I know the
How
other
big
2.
of a spoiler? Like, is it?
Well, he is an elder primal, and look at his horse. His horse is amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, that's really that one
that's-
also kind of makes sense to be just floor clearing, because that's
No,
sort of
no,
his
that's the
thing.
thing.
It one-shots everything, including
He's-
the bosses.
He's not used for the floors.
Oh.
Yes, you save him for the bosses you can't kill.
Oh,
And then you
okay.
insta-kill them, because a normal primal does
Ah.
40% of their HP. But I've heard rumor that Big Beard Boy is also in there.
Oh, really?
I
But
mean, he's
I've
welcome.
I've not got it confirmed, but I've heard some people say that he's in there.
Like,
And it,
I'm fine with that, because personally, he's violently underutilized. Like, they need to use Beardy Boy more. Because he's so cool.
What about you, Teddy? What would be your goal if you're we're playing in Heaven on High, which you will do eventually, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, eventually I will. Absolutely, I will probably actually use Heaven on High quite a lot, because I'm one of those sad people who really enjoys to try out all of the classes all the time because they keep changing. I know I will definitely level machinist, because I found out how you actually pronounce it. I will probably level machinist there, because it's like, the more I played it, the more I realized I'm sticking to it. Because I'm having fun with it. But the more I play it, the more I realize, okay, I can kind of see why people left it during Heavensward.
No comment.
And it's still not as bad as it was then, because they had cost times, and I don't. So it's okay. I can deal with that.
How far have you got, Machinist, out of curiosity, at the minute?
I am at level 60. Can't remember. I think I'm 63, 64, something like that.
Because 65 onwards, it becomes a lot better.
Yeah, because that's when you actually start to get some sort of control over your heat management, and I can't stand it. It's so there is so much I want to do, but I'm not allowed to do it until 65. So I'm probably just gonna get through Heavensward and then power level through Heaven on High with the machinist. But I am also definitely going to play Heaven on High because I want the lore. Because I am a lore nerd like that. I love it. Absolutely.
Oh wow! You know who's the winner? I have terrifying news.
What's it passive?
Yeah.
It's passive aggressive.
Oh, for fuck's sake, passive.
Is passive the only guy logged into the game?
I kind of feel like it, don't it?
So there's like 50 users, all of them are logged out.
Can we congratulate him again, or would it be?
I mean, we should congratulate him. I actually just saw the feed on the stream. It's a beautiful hiding place, and I love the picture.
That's a very good hiding place. It's very wet at the minute.
I think on one hand we should congratulate him, but we should also simultaneously shame him.
Well, congratulations or not.
Congratulations again,
passive aggressive.
Congratulations, passive.
All I will say though is that when you buy your house and you quit it out, we're having a housewarming party, and you're inviting me.
Yeah, he's paying for your server transfer.
Yeah, he's paying for your server transfer. So what you're saying is that he will be allowed to tell us to actually go the full way, because he will be paying for his subscription.
Well, people, I'm about to say, maybe passive aggressive is winning all the time because its competition is not there. So guys, you want to win 1 million? Come on, beat passive aggressive. Be faster. Be more
get all the
killing.
money.
True.
Yeah, of course.
He can't keep getting away with it.
No,
yes, exactly. So
get in there.
Next stream, be sure to be there. If you watch this on YouTube, be sure to be there. The next Friday, we are doing a stream, which will be in 2 weeks from now. So you have the chance of earning 1 million jail. Of course, you need to be on servers for that. Anyway, so everyone have said what they were hoping for Heavens on High, except me. Well, I think that's what I want to do, is to go as far as possible until I'm tired of it and I want to break my computer. So we will see where it goes. But I am in 2 teams right now. I'm with Az and Steppy. We have started. It was very fun. And I've been also doing with Bell and Cyretti, and we totally want to continue. That will be sometimes on my live stream if you want to watch. It's on Twitch TV, Elloa Wendy. So, yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. Also get all the cosmetic rewards, maybe. Because that's what matters in Final Fantasy, right?
Yeah. Glamour is the true end game.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Glamour and mounts are the end game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Looking
guys,
swag.
this concludes our Alith-Cast. I hope you enjoyed it and that you will continue to watch us, may it be on live or on YouTube. Thank you very much to have been there. If you want to have more information about Alith, you will see all the information on your screen right now. You can find us on our website at Alith. Let me see the address because I don't know by heart, of course. Yes, Alith Final Fantasy. No, sorry. Alith.FFXIV.com. You can find us on our email if you have some question or you want to contact us. It's info@alithffxiv.com. On YouTube, it's of course Alith score or bracket cast. Twitch TV, well, you know it because you're here. Yay! You can also find our page on Facebook and on Twitter. We are also at Alith Final Fantasy XIV or Elloa Wendy, that's me. Yes. So we have also all the officer of our free company that will be shown. You can contact them in game if you're interested into having more information or more personal contacts. I'll let you read their name. And I would like to thank my co-host, Cyretti. A word of conclusion, Cyretti?
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm Cyretti Chechatuni in game, so if you ever want to do run Heaven on High or something, you can always message me. I don't really have any other contact info, so yeah, I'm not very active on social media. But yeah, always available in game if I'm online.
I will teach him. Okay. And what about you, Teddy? Thank you so much for your second cast, and the first one was
yes,
the webcam.
And for the first time with my face on as well.
Yes, exactly.
It's been an adventure, I have to say. It's been an adventure from start to finish, and I'm very glad that I'm allowed to stay here, and I thank you very much for keeping me here, letting me have this fun.
Where can we contact you?
You can find me on Discord under the same sort of name as I am here, on the Teddy. And in game, you will find me as Don Tia. That's spelled D OHN and TIA. And I'll be running around doing just my thing, trying to have fun, join Belazarus on various karaoke nights that happens in the chat.
Wow.
And shit talk people just in general. I'm sort of, that's sort of my thing.
Okay.
Just shit posting a lot, apparently.
Okay, thank you so much, Az, for joining us. It's very, very nice of you because you have cancelled a night of stream, especially to be here. So
yeah.
We are very grateful to
You've ruined
have you
everything.
Oh no, I hope not.
Not at all.
So please, can you tell to our viewers where they can find you?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can find me on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/AsAvarus. I think Belle's displaying the information right now. Yeah, he is. Good one, Belle. You can also find me on Twitter at Azrall. I do have a Discord server as well, so if you want to get in touch with me there, please PM me on the Twitch or follow me on Twitter and I can get you invited in there. I stream Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Sundays on the best server, Odin. That's Odin.
License slender!
So make sure that when you do watch, you see how great Odin is and you think, wow, that's a fantastic server. Why did I not
He's
start on there?
lying! Cerberus Master Race!
So essentially that's how I do it. I'm a live streamer, very much like Elloa, and if I'm as awesome as her one day, then I'll be happy about that. So that's pretty much me. And I'd just like to say thanks very much for having me again. And for those who are in two minds about joining Alith, I can't fault them as an FC. I've been with them in the past on Ion and Terra, and it's some of the best times I've ever had. So I'll make sure that if you are on Cerberus and you're looking for an FC, join them.
Thank you so much. And as for me, you can find me on Twitter at Elloa Wendy, on YouTube at Elloa Wendy, on Twitch TV at Elloa Wendy, and on Instagram at Elloa bracket Wendy. And you will be very, very welcome, of course. Thank you so much, everyone, to have watched this episode. I hope you enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Have a great, great, great weekend or a very awesome week. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.